Pharah is one of the original Overwatch 1 heroes and is recognized as an iconic, classic Overwatch hero. Yet she is consistently one of the least played DPS heroes in the history of Overwatch. Why is this? Hello? You wanna... You wanna come down about Pharah? No. Alright. Come along. Today we're going to cover the rework that Pharah went through, her playstyle, and all the factors as to why no one plays Pharah. The old Pharah used to kind of just fly in the air and was way more focused on spamming out a bunch of damage from a far distance high up in the sky, kinda like a flying Junkrat. She used to have a longer flight time, like her fuel was much higher and so she could just stay in the air for a very long time. But as a con, she would have a lackluster horizontal mobility, so in reality she could only really go up unless she used conk to knock herself sideways. She had slower projectiles which made them a lot harder to hit, which made her a lot weaker indoors compared to now where her projectiles are much quicker, so she's able to take a lot of close range encounters and win them with actual mechanical precision, unlike old Pharah with the slow projectiles that just didn't cut it. She also used to be countered by hitscan heroes frequently. Hitscan was just dominant against Pharah way more than now, because she used to just be a floating target that really could only move up and down, which made it so easy to track as Soldier, Ashe, Cast, Widow, you name it. Now, onto the rework. The new Pharah is probably, in my opinion, one of the best hero reworks they have ever done. Less fuel makes you take more initiative about actually moving yourself and rotating between the map and using your fuel and your flight to reach spots where you can stay and shoot from, instead of just flying in the air and having to worry too much about where you want to go. She also now has horizontal mobility in the form of her dash, which is such a great addition. Faster fire rate makes her much more competent duelist, and just way more fun to play. Just slow projectiles will always suck. They just feel so bad to play. She kind of just turned into this vertical mobility tracer, and I'm all here for it. It's super fun. How does Pharah play? Very similar to that of Echo Genji Tracer. She used to be a bit more of a niche weirdo that didn't really fit in with the rest of these flex DPS, but now she is a potent, competent flex DPS character. She's very strong at controlling off angles, applying pressure from the sort of medium to short close range distances. She's actually really good at flanking as well. You know, saving your resources, setting up a good flank and getting a crazy good burst down onto someone, especially with the new perks she's got right now. She's very efficient at trading. She's able to use all her cooldowns to guarantee a kill. So she's able to almost cost her life to guarantee a kill, or kill and a half, or even possibly two. And that always doesn't sound perfect on paper, but it is extremely good when you take out someone so important. If you were to dump everything and kill an Ana, you much more increase the chances you win that fight than if you were just alive and so was the Ana. She's actually really strong into hitscan heroes, and I think there's still the consensus that she isn't good into hitscan heroes, but you can understand, now that you're more mobile and the hitscan heroes aren't that mobile, you're able to close the gap, get on top of them and kill them. And they can't run away from you. Think about like a Cass, right? If you were to sneak up on him, use cover well, dash on top, shoot him, conk him, shoot him, and he's dead, right? The Cass didn't really have much to do against that other than position better and anticipate the attack. Whereas the mobile, like flex DPS heroes are usually what actually counter her. So Tracer. And people will say, you're crazy, Tracer can't counter Pharah. But the idea here is that Tracer never has to get hit by Pharah. She can just kind of do her own thing, trade backlines really well. It's so mobile that Pharah can't hit her. And then when Pharah is out of cooldowns, Tracer's able to come out and just kill her for free. She's got a massive hitbox, 225 health. Tracer's got 3 blinks and recall. Even a character like Genji can be really difficult because Pharah doesn't stay in the air as much anymore. So as soon as Pharah comes down, Genji is really strong at killing Pharahs. Okay, so now that you know about her rework and how she plays, let's move on to why does no one play her. My first reason is the stigma of old Pharah. You know, I mentioned how old Pharah plays, and people still sort of think she plays like that, and sort of have this bad thing where they think she's going to be really boring and just, you know, she just flies and spams damage out. when that just isn't the case. And so they're not willing to give the new version a try. A lot of people are just sort of stuck in their own little thing and they don't want to try, play, and learn a new thing. That just happens quite a lot. When you're comfortable with your hero, you're comfortable with your role, you just go, I'm not going to play Pharah. That wasn't fun the time I played it 2 years ago. So some people just don't give it a try. Because she's definitely like a more niche hero in the way that she plays. But I do actually think she deserves some more popularity. This isn't like a no one plays Pharah for a good reason. It really does seem just like people aren't willing to give it a go. And one of the other reasons is that projectiles are just less popular. They just are. Her weapon is super unique, which is one of the more fun aspects of Pharah, is that she has that really unique rocket launcher. But unique weapons can sometimes just not land that well with everyone because they're unique. People largely prefer hit scan weapons. If you look at all the popular characters, a lot of them use hit scan weapons. There are some exceptions, of course. You know, Kiriko is a projectile character. Genji's fairly popular, and he is also a projectile. You get your things, but if you look at the top, it's usually a lot of times you're going to see like Cash, Soldier, Ashe. Even Tracer has hit scan weapons, and then Ana hit scan, like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people prefer using a weapon that isn't a projectile. And so that just doesn't really help Pharah. Especially because her projectile is so distinctive. It's quite a large learning curve of actually hitting rockets. And when people struggle at stuff, sometimes they just aren't willing to give it a go. And that leads into how people also don't realize how difficult she is. I see this a lot, that people think Pharah is really, really easy to play for some reason. And I just don't get this. Her skill ceiling was greatly raised after a rework. She is a very, very difficult character. She's very fragile. She requires very good mechanical execution, good resource management, good timing. She really, really, really can struggle into a lot of teams. She requires a lot of work and time and effort to actually perform consistently well on. And I just don't think people are aware of this. And so they might write her off as weak if they give her a go. They might not be able to get so many kills and think she's weak. Or some people just don't want to learn Pharah. They've already learned all these other heroes that are good. Why learn Pharah? And now, sort of in the higher rank position or professional position, why Pharah is played less and not seen as much, even though she is, after a rework, we do see a lot of Pharah, and there was even that season where Pharah was really, really dominant. But I'll explain why this sort of happens. She needs other flex DPSs, so Tracer, Genji, Echo, to be weak for her to be meta. At least, like, I'm talking about like high rank, the pro metas, that's what you were seeing happen. When Tracer was weaker, just recently, like last season, we were seeing way more of Echo and Pharah show up because Tracer was weaker. Tracer's pretty good into Pharah, and you would rather play Tracer than Pharah because Tracer does more and does it better than Pharah does. Pharah's not bad, but she has less of a unique selling point as opposed to someone like Tracer. And that's kind of why we only see the playtime when the other characters are weaker, which is fine, that happens. I think Venture's kind of in that exact same spot where Venture also gets play when a lot of the other characters are weaker. It's all part of the way it works. That doesn't affect most people. That really is only why you might not see Pharah as much in professional play, even though she is really strong. But we do still see pretty good Pharah players come out. I remember Heesang was a great, incredible Pharah when we saw him play Pharah in those previous seasons, previous games. I think they even played it in the World's Final with the Far Mercy, which was, you know, great to watch. But you know what I mean? It's still there. It's just not nearly as dominant as a lot of the other characters are. This is a weird point, but aesthetics also play a lot into why someone might want to play a character or why a character is played. And straight up, she probably just doesn't look that cool to most people. Like, a lot of people, casual players, are really looking for just a cool looking character that is fairly fun to play and that they can pick up, get some skins for, have a good time with. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's exactly how loads of people play the game, and that is great. We need that. Pharah doesn't really appeal to that too much. She's kind of less of that stereotypical, attractive, young, cute lady, right? She's like an armored up war character. So I think a lot of the other characters just initially appeal more to a lot of players. This isn't obviously the sole reason. Fun, like, if a character's fun, people will play it regardless of aesthetics. I'm just saying it definitely does tie in a lot. In conclusion, Pharah is super fun. After the rework, I would really go give her a go. I think she's super fun to play, but she's kind of just not played because she's stuck in this thing where she's just a niche character. She just has a weird projectile and a distinctive playstyle that doesn't appeal to everyone. The people that like Pharah are going to love Pharah. The people that really like flex DPSs are going to really enjoy picking up Pharah. But for most people, she's not that appealing, and the lack of seeing her presence too much in like high rank and pro play also doesn't promote her nearly as much. And the fact that she brings not like a specific thing to the table as much as a character like Tracer or Echo does, we just will not see her nearly as much. But I do think she does deserve more playtime. It's just unfortunate. You can't have every character played. Statistically, a character has to be played less. And she just falls into that. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I want to cover more heroes that no one really plays. And of course, the title no one plays is sort of incorrect, right? People play these characters, but I would like to cover it like that anyway. And I hope maybe you're going to go try out Pharah. Maybe I convinced some new people to try Pharah and I birthed a bunch of Pharah mains out of nowhere. Go have fun with her. She's really fun, really rewarding. Take care. I sometimes stream at twitch.tv/pyrosquid_OW. Come along if you want to watch a man go crazy while he learns to play Lucio. Bye-bye now. You have to leave. This is my room. But you can't come here and take my room. Like that's just not okay. Fine. Fuck it. I'll go. Fine. Have your way.